So is Ethereum Classic dead? I think Ethereum Classic's very dead with recent developments. I don't know if you heard about this yesterday, but there was a 51% attack on Ethereum. Let's back up a little bit. So back in December, Ethereum Classic dev team was shut down over a lack of funds. It doesn't mean that other people can't develop on Ethereum. It just means that Ethereum as a project or as the development company basically shut down because they could not continue because they didn't have basically enough funds. And part of that's because of the crypto bear market that's happening. And Ethereum Classic's pretty far down on the market valuation right now. I'll just show you this. They probably took a huge hit today, I would bet. Where are they at? Ethereum Classic, here we are. They're down, but not as down as much as I would have expected. But Ethereum, if you don't know this, Ethereum today, way back when, was a fork off of Ethereum Classic, and is basically a fork in the blockchain. And the reason that occurred is because there was already an attack basically back then, and they kind of rolled back some transactions, and they did a fork. And if that's over your head, it's okay. It's almost over my head as well. And the main Ethereum dev team stayed here on Ethereum. But Ethereum Classic was the old blockchain. There's a lot of people who believed in the old blockchain, and they really thought the market was going to prove that, they should have stuck with Ethereum Classic. It's down to, what are we, 500 million, $500 million, $4.96 per Ethereum. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything if there's a community around a project, and there are diehard community fans who really enjoy Ethereum Classic. But this was bad news. This means that if there's no future development, then there's no future reason to really continue to use the currency. And this is admitting that they're not on an upswing, they're on a downswing. They're having to stop development. And by the way, in the current cryptocurrency bear market, this is common with projects. It's common with a lot of altcoins. But then there was this 51% attack. And by the way, this is Ivan on Tech. He's huge on Ethereum, and he's huge on really the technical aspects of the blockchain. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, I recommend that you do so. Hit the bell notification icon. Speaking of which, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so and hit that bell notification icon. I'm going to put this video up in the cards above, and you can take a look at this video. But if he really explains what happened in the 51% attack, but basically, about $500,000 was stolen because of this attack. And anytime this happens, this really undermines the faith in the cryptocurrency as a whole. And it's a risk of a lot of smaller cap cryptocurrencies. In fact, if you look over here at Proof of a Weak Hands, one of their developers, the main developers of this project, Justo, posted in Discord. And if you're not familiar with what Proof of Weak Hands is, by the way, it's one of my favorite projects. I would come over here, check it out, powh.io, and come over here and check out the wiki. And when you do that, you'll be on this page. This is one of my favorite cryptocurrency projects to be able to earn passive cryptocurrency with. I highly recommend that you check it out. It's a pretty incredible project. I think there's going to be some very interesting things in the long term with this project. And I'm going to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to actually create a video series here coming up in the next couple of weeks or month or two. I'm going to create a whole video series of probably 5 or 6 videos talking about Proof of Weak Hands, the development. I'm just trying to create I'm going to attempt to create short 5 to 15 minute videos, just kind of giving a rundown and put a playlist on my channel for future reference. But you subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss that coming up. But one of the best things about this project is the devs tend to stay they're extremely knowledgeable in the space. And if you come over here to the Discord and the announcement, Justo, one of the devs posted yesterday. This is interesting. You got to read this. First of all, I didn't even mention this. Coinbase delisted the currency. That's a problem. I mean, that hurts. That's how a lot of people buy cryptocurrency, is through Coinbase, especially if you're in the U.S. or North America. So that really hurts. I mean, it's a huge boost to any cryptocurrency to be added to Coinbase. So it stands to be reason if they delist you from Coinbase, that just hurts. And it also talks about Coinbase. It's a sign that Coinbase basically has lost faith in Ethereum Classic as well. So again, I think Ethereum Classic, for all intensive purposes, for all practical purposes, for the foreseeable future, I think they're basically dead. And if you disagree with me, put it down in the comments below. But here's what Justo said. And listen to this. I'm going to read this whole announcement because he talks about other cryptocurrencies, one other one that's very popular that may be at risk for this as well. So he says, spicy bit of drama today. Ethereum Classic, the old fork of Ethereum that lost its development team, talking about they lost a development team back in December, has successfully been the first top 20 coin market cap coin to suffer a Sybil attack, generally known as a 51% attack. Ethereum Classic's dropping popularity put it into a range in which it was easy for a single user to accumulate the extremely low threshold of 8 terahash mining power necessary to rewrite hundreds of transactions on the chain and convince legitimate exchanges, remember Ethereum Classic is even on Coinbase, that it could double spend the currency. This looks to have been an attack that netted someone between 400 to 700,000 USD value through other tokens. Coinbase has suspended the cryptocurrency and is currently locked on most. Coinbase has suspended the currency and it's currently locked on most major exchanges. I think this is the account doing it. The transfers look appropriate. You can see how it generates vast amounts of funds by sending them to duplicates for 2 places. By the way, this is incredible stuff. How these devs are on top of everything. Like they've been able to find bugs and exploits in Ethereum, like the main Ethereum number 2 coin market cap. I mean, it's just an incredible community to be a part of. But they go on to say, please note that a couple of very interesting things to keep track of. Ethereum Classic, it won't much longer, a massive market cap at 500 plus million. That's still holding strong, by the way. But a very low relative amount of physical hardware ensuring it was secure. The entire consensus algorithm of cryptocurrencies requires a large amount of physical hardware backing up and ensuring the security for the coins. When that security drops, the coin becomes vulnerable. Ethereum Classic this weekend hit 100% nice hashable cloud mining attack vector vulnerability, which means interest in mining dropped so low that it was possible to purchase the amount of computing power necessary to attack it outright with very little effort. When currencies start dropping to this level, it's extremely risky to even continue to put faith in them. So nice hash is basically a cloud mining, well not, I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Basically, you can rent hash power from other people. And they were saying that there was enough hash power available that you go to nice hash and without even having your own hardware, you could get enough hashing power to create this attack. While most of the other top 20 currencies aren't at risk, Dash, be very wary, my Dash friends. Dash has approached the 80% threshold with its market cap of 700 million, is an additional very easy target for such an attack in the near future. I would predict that a similar attack is already being planned for the Dash currency for this reason. If you're heavily into Dash, I would recommend pulling into something safer at the risk of having the network exchanges that take it lock you out of being able to withdraw or sell it. This is extremely important. As always, a normal, properly developed coin would just hard fork and resolve a 51% attack as if it never happened. But we can bet heavily that ETC, or Ethereum Classic, won't. Coinbase will likely have opened itself to a major legal liability for allowing the allow of Ethereum Classic for this long into its decline. I absolutely think this is stupid. I hate this. Coinbase, and I think they're right about this, Coinbase, and this is where, what has Coinbase done? In this case, and I think he's absolutely right here, or she, whoever Justo is, I think they're absolutely right. We are in a sue-happy world, and this is the most pathetic thing about cryptocurrency. They always want someone else to be responsible. Now, Coinbase did not cause this attack. All Coinbase did was allow you to have greater freedom in being able to purchase your cryptocurrency that you wanted. In this case, Ethereum Classic. Yet, Coinbase, somebody's going to probably sue Coinbase for quote-unquote promoting, which they didn't really promote anything. They just allowed it to be sold. Because they allow you to purchase the cryptocurrency that you as a grown adult chooses to purchase. You would have been upset if they wouldn't have allowed you to purchase it before this attack. You would have been upset. But now that they allow you to choose it, then somehow that gives someone else a right to be able to sue Coinbase. That is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. This is garbage on every level. And this is why YouTubers need to be careful. You can be out there. Now, granted, if you're a podunk poor YouTuber, nobody's going to sue you. But if you start having success and your channel's growing, somebody always wants to put blame for their woes, for their lost money, for whatever. They want to blame someone else. So even if it's not a technical crime, like Coinbase they're compliant. They're not going to have an issue with the government at all, most likely. This is going to be some civil case. And even if Coinbase is innocent in all this, which they are innocent, but even if they win the court case, they still got to spend the money. And there's some lawyer somewhere that's seeing deep pockets, and they know that there's a great shot they can at the very least get Coinbase to settle for some sum of money, because it's going to be cheaper for Coinbase to settle. I want to share with you briefly about this, because this is something that just bugs the heck out of me, that idiots sue for stupid reasons. Again, this prevents Coinbase from printing more and more coins, so those of us who want to buy more coins can easily do it. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'll share with you a story. Not too long ago, my wife was in a very simple fender bender, and it was her fault. Basically, they pulled off at the stoplight. She pulled off behind the lady. The lady stopped in the middle, kind of in the light, because someone was stopping in front of her. My wife bumped her. I mean, it was a bump. The lady had a Mercedes. My wife had a SUV at the time, and the Mercedes did have a bumper scratch, but it was minor. Like super minor, and it was an older Mercedes that was used and all that stuff. I mean, it was older. You could tell it was older. It had a small bumper scratch. My wife's car had nothing. They exchanged info, insurance info. The lady was super friendly. They called the cops. They documented it, the whole 9 yards. And I can't even remember if my wife got a ticket or not. I think she did. I can't remember. But anyway, neither here nor there. The next day or two, we get a call from the insurance company. This lady is now suing for $100,000, claiming back injuries and all this stuff. And of course, my wife was like, "What?" And the lady said, and the insurance person said, "Yes, this is not that uncommon." And my wife's like, "You do understand there's not even one scratch on my vehicle. Like nothing there's not even one scratch on my vehicle." And so they had her take pictures and whatnot. And, my wife sent the pictures over to the insurance company. And the lady's like, "Yeah, she doesn't have a case. This isn't going to go anywhere, really. They'll probably get $10,000. And my wife said, "What do you mean they'll get $10,000? And she's like, "Yeah, we'll settle for $10,000. It's going if anything that we can settle for under $10,000, we have to get very little approval for. So we'll probably pay her like $9,000, $9,500. And the lady said it's cheaper to do that than it is for us to go to court, even to win the case. And it's just mind blowing that we live in that sort of, I guess, litigious society. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're one of the morons who's going to sue Coinbase, you are an idiot and you should not be in the cryptocurrency space. That is my personal opinion. Now back to the greater question in this video. Is Ethereum dead? Yeah, I think Ethereum Classic's pretty much over with. Stick a fork in it, it's done. That's my opinion. If you agree or disagree, let me know down in the comments. And hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification icon. By the way, look at the very end of this video. I've got a series on earning passive crypto in the cryptocurrency space. I've got a playlist, and I'm going to put that playlist on the end of this video. So take a look at that. If you want to earn passive cryptocurrency, make sure that you watch that video, or that actually watch that playlist. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a part of this crypto revolution. Have a great day.